welcome back.
Yeah, man, how you doing? You good? I know you like.
Hey everybody, this is Miracle. I want to get on here to let you guys know about my experience as buying or building a home. Because maybe not for y'all, but this was my first ever big purchase or something like this. So I didn't really know what to do. So I wanted to get on here and help my fellow people out that don't necessarily know what's the first steps uh, in buying or building your own spot, your own house. So yeah, my I didn't necessarily. I was when I got online to look for information about building, about buying my own land. I didn't find too much information on it, so it was a struggle. Let me say that it was a struggle. The one person that I did run into on YouTube was Mobile Home Diva, and she was giving video. She was putting content out while it was going on. So as she was learning it, she was putting the context out for us to learn as well while it was going on for her. So yeah, that's how I end up learning it. And I'm telling you, I was watching this lady. I was watching the same videos over and over and over again. If you guys are interested, shout out to Mobile Home Diva. She doesn't know me, but I used to watch her videos all the time. She has really great videos on buying uh, your first property, on homeowners insurance, Clayton Homes. She also do a lot of tours for Clayton Homes and other builders as well. And she also lets you know about different foundations you can use. She has a lot of contents. So go check her out. But I'm getting on here because I wanted to let you guys know about my experience with building my home, building or purchasing my home, whatever. Um, I'm only 28, so I didn't know nothing. Okay, everything that I had questions about, I was learning from my parents who done the my dad has built a house before, and my mom she has experience with purchasing homes. So I pretty much was getting my information from both of my parents. Sometimes they was on the same line, sometimes they wasn't. So when it was like that, I would try to find, I was trying to research information on it, and I couldn't find much besides Mobile Home Diva. And so I decided to get on here to share my experience with you guys. And I'm also going to do an update on my home, guys, because we actually added a lot of stuff since I showed you guys, since the last video I showed you guys. So I'm going to do a tour on that as well. I'm just trying to make sure everything is in order the way I need it to be. So back to this video. My experience with building my home, it was long. I started in, let's see, I want to say I started looking in 2019. I want to say probably towards the end of 2019 or the beginning of 2020. I started looking into the whole building my own house, and then I started going back and forth from building to purchasing because I thought that would be a lot quicker since it's already built. I ain't got to build nothing. I can just move on in. So I was going back and forth. I went to Star Homes. That's who I purchased my home. That's who I bought my home from. Star Homes is a mobile home dealer. They also are a modular dealer. They in Coleman, Alabama, and they were the first people that I actually stepped foot on their property to check out some houses. Because when I was looking into it, I was looking into a building, I was gonna build a stick built house. So the stick built, I started researching that, and I called around to get different prices on how much would a stick built be square foot versus how much a modular would be square foot. So the prices was totally different. Let me just say that. That's why I didn't go with stick built. But I ended up going the other route because it was just better for me. I got more house and I got more I'm gonna say bonuses with the route that I took versus doing the stick built, because the price that my house is versus the price that the stick built would have been, it would have been a little bit along the same lines, probably a little bit higher. With it, I'm just gonna say it was just gonna be a basic house. I'm just gonna say that I wouldn't have got all of the bonuses that I, got in my house. So once I found out their price, I X'd the stick built project out, and I went on to the manufacturer modular type route. Then, like I said earlier, I was going from modular to just go ahead and purchasing a home that's already built. The issue that I ran into with that, so I'm looking on Zillow. I have a realtor, and I'm like, at this time I'm in a trucking business, so I ain't had nothing but time. I had nothing but time. So I'm I have my realtor looking at places. He's showing me some stuff, and I'm like, I like it. The houses were cool, but for what I wanted, guys, I felt like I wasn't getting what I wanted. To me, it was just, oh, that's a pretty house, but it wasn't home. It wasn't a home. You get what I'm saying? Plus, I don't really like too much house, if that makes sense. So, the houses he was showing me, they were very pretty. It's just I felt like I would have changed something about that house, and when I end up coming to the conclusion of, Miracle, you just need to go ahead and build you one, girl, because you ain't finna find nothing out here that's gonna be suitable for you. So you need to go and build what you want, get it the way you like it, and be satisfied. Because I felt like I would have settled for them houses, because I'm telling y'all, it would have been something. Every single house he showed me, I would have changed something about that house. I would have changed multiple things about them houses. And I wanted land. I ain't gonna say bukus of land, but I did want space. I have a big family. So when we do cookout, my family do cookouts at the most recent house. So if somebody just got a new house, then next year, everybody's at your house. Like, that's how my folks do it. So I wanted space for my family. I wanted space for my kids. I wanted space for my husband. I wanted space for me. And I wanted peace and quiet. Growing up in the city in Birmingham, it's not quiet. All you hear is sirens, loud music, and gunshots. No, I'm being for real. I'm being so for real, y'all. But I got tired of hearing that. So I said I wanted some more quiet, some more laid back. And that's how I ended up choosing that route. Plus, I also like the idea of me being the first and only person living in the house, versus, you purchasing a home that's already built. No shade to nobody, but I had to look at it like that because I am very spiritual. I'm a preacher's kid, so I didn't want to deal with spirits. Some people carry spirits, and I didn't want to have to. I was gonna come in and pray for the entire house anyway. I even did that with my home, and even though it was new, I still did it anyway. But I just didn't know what type of spirits people kept. So it went ahead and made it easier for me to make my decision on building because of that. Mainly because of that, because I didn't want to deal with many spirits and all that stuff. But I'm not gonna get too deep in that because some people are not believers. So we're gonna move on. But that's what made me choose. Those were the few things that made me choose. Um, so yeah, once I found, the first step that I did was found me some land. Now, I really found 2 acres of land before I decided on the property we on now. I found 2 acres of land, and I want to say it was in Owena. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that wrong, but it was Owena, Alabama. And when I went out there to check it out, guys, he didn't want much for it. He wanted the same price that I paid for this acre, but when I went out there, it was literally nobody out there. Like no more. Like we didn't have. It wasn't no neighbors, no nothing, just trees. And I'm saying I ain't really that big on animals for real, like deers and coyotes and foxes, wolves. I'm really not that big on them like that. So so I didn't really want to be out there by myself. Plus, I still wanted to have some neighbors around, just in case, I need help or something like that, or they need help. We can hear each other a little bit. But I didn't want it to be super close like how they are in the city. But I did still want to have people around me, if that makes sense. So, granted, I low key wanted the 2 acres, but then when I realized it was nobody around, I went ahead and just, yeah. So I found this acre. I found this 1 acre, reached out to the guy, and yeah, he sold it to me. He actually went down on the price for me. I just consider it as favor. So he went down on the price, and we ended up buying this property for a really, really good price. And the neighbors are very, 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 very nice, very quiet. Something that I love is majority older people here, which is fantastic. Which is fantastic. Me and my husband are we really the youngest couple here in this area. So hey, I like that. I like that. So we decided on this property and did not start on it right away. So I was assuming I was assuming that okay, now I got me a property, I can go ahead and get some trees and stuff knocked down, whoop whoop. And it didn't work like that. So what you have to do, you have to get somebody out to inspect your property. They have to do an inspection, and you have to do a perk test. I forgot about my perk test until Star Homes reminded me about it, and that's how that happened. So you have to get an inspection, and you have to get a perk test. Now, once all of that stuff, I want to say the inspection, I can't necessarily remember how much the inspection was, guys, but I know the perk test was $400. That was $400. It didn't take him long to do it all. He approved me and everything. He made the process really smooth for me because I was in and out of the truck, so I wasn't in the state so long. So he kind of made it a little bit more easier for me to do the transaction, sign paperwork, all of that. I'm very grateful for that. So once I got that stuff done, I got the land cleared. So the land was cleared way before my perk test and my inspection. I really thought that you could just start working on it now. So once I got got that stuff situated, the land just sitting here cleared as day, guys. So when I was shopping around before I made my decision, I wanted to look at the different competitors between Star Homes. I went to the Home Place in Warrior, Alabama. And I went to some more places. I went to Atkinson's in Sylacauga, Alabama. I went more places as well. I just wanted to see the difference. I was just researching, trying to make my decision on what's the best house. I wanted to make sure I got a great quality home. So I was just pretty much just weighing my pros and cons. And customer service is a lot to me. And when I first walked in Star Homes for the first time, they made me, it was just the way they made me feel. I can't really explain it, but it was just the way that they made me feel. They wasn't pushy like, oh, I'm trying to sell you something. They let me take my time. They let me come up there as much as I want. I'm pretty sure I got on them people nerves because every time I came home, I was at they spot. I promise you. So I really appreciate, and they gave me advice if I chose to go with them or not. They just still gave me some good advice, and they didn't have to do that. So I ended up going with Star Homes because of the customer service and because of the quality of their homes. When he told me that, when Blake, his name is Blake Johnson, go shop with him, guys. If you're in the market for building your own Blake told me that because it was a particular house when I first started looking around. It was a particular house he had on his lot that I was checking out. That I was really digging this house, and I was digging the floor plan and everything. And when I went back, when I was ready to actually start building mine, he had took it off the lot, and he told me it was because once the pandemic hit, everything skyrocketed, which made the builders skyrocket on their homes because of how much lumber is now. So he said he don't go over a certain price range, which is like, I want to say 125 or something like that. And they shot up the house price, I want to say 20 something thousand. And so he just decided to take it off his lot because he likes to stay in a certain budget range with his homes. Now his houses are spectacular. He deal with nothing but the best quality of builders. So you got to make sure you have all your ducks in a row if you deal with them, because they don't do little cheap old houses that's gonna fall apart in 2 to 3 years. Like the minute you step into their homes, you could tell the quality versus you going down here to Joe and Sue and them. You see what I'm saying? So that was important. That was important to me. And he also had just transitioned from going from stainless steel appliances being what they call it being an upgrade. So in other dealers, their stainless steel appliances are an upgrade, which means you gotta, they're gonna charge you for that. He had just went from black and white appliances and stainless steel appliances being an upgrade, and you just have black and white appliances, as standard. He had just went from that to stainless steel appliances being is no upgrade, it's just standard. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'm like, oh, okay, because I was gonna spend the money on stainless steel. I'm a stainless steel type girl. I'm starting to like the black appliances, like the little black with the gloss. I'm starting to like those. That's pretty. But there was another factor for me as well. So when I finally decided to go, I want to say it was it 2021? No, I think it was 20. Whenever the pandemic hit, that's when I started my house process. I know it was in March. So because me and my mama and my stepdad we started our process at the same time. They bought a home, and we started at the same time. So that's how I kind of remember when I started it. So yeah, so once I decided to go ahead and get started, it didn't start the way I thought it was going to start. I assumed that it was going to, okay, now we purchased the house. You found out which floor plan you like. Whoop, whoop. I'm going to get them on it to build your house. And then they're going to bring it on out. And whoop, whoop. No, boo, boo. Okay? What happened was, so, yes, he sent in information. Once he set me down, he checked my credit. Credit was fine. Whoop, whoop. So now I have to tell him everything I want in my house, from the ceiling to the floor. Like, I was on some stuff. I was like, I don't know, just put it there, whatever. So, it really didn't matter to me, y'all. I didn't really I'm not that. I promise you, I'm not that strategic. Like, I'm not that strict with stuff. I'm very easy. I'm very easy. Very. So when he tells me, he's like, okay, now we gotta sit down. You gotta tell me what type of floor you want. You gotta tell me what kind of counter you want, the colors of your cabinets, just the colors of your walls. And I'm like, I thought when I showed you the house, I said, this is the house I want. I wanted everything the same. Like, it wasn't nothing that I wanted to change besides some little stuff in the living room. Now, when did I change anything else? I don't think I changed anything. I think the living room was the only thing I kind of changed, and that was it. Yeah, that was it. So he put the order in. Once he put the order in, now he's giving a time frame from the builders on how long it would take for them to build a house. Now, I bought my house from Franklin. The builders was Franklin Homes. Guys, they were so bagged up. Like, when I tell you guys that they were bagged up, they were bagged up. Okay? I didn't even know that many people was buying a house in the pandemic. Okay? Because from what I was told in the truck, for real, let me be honest, the truck is almost like you're in prison. Because you don't find out nothing until you come home. So I really didn't even know about a pandemic. Only reason I knew about a pandemic, y'all, my mom called me and she tells me. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's why we've been booming like this, and that's why I haven't been seeing too many cars, because y'all on the shutdown. That's the only way I found out stuff, was from my parents. So when he tells me, said, well, they gave me a time frame. They're gonna start working on the house. They're gonna start building your house in 2 weeks. That doesn't mean your house is gonna be done in 2 weeks. That's what I thought. Okay, but that's what I thought. But he said no. They're gonna start in your house in 2 weeks, and I update you on some more stuff when stuff start happening. So they started building on my house in 2 weeks. Now, they had messed up on something. It was me and another lady. They got the same exact house. She just changed some stuff, just like I changed some stuff. And I want to say they got a house swapped on accident. She ended up getting her property. She ended up getting her house before me. So they delivered her house before mine, and they took one of my parts with her house. So that was around February. Wait, no. That was, I don't really recall when it was, but they So they said it was going to end up taking, I want to say, a month or a month and a half to redo that one part, y'all. So I'm like, wait a minute, no, it's cool. Just give me that part. Like it's cool. Y'all didn't got it because they was going to just rebuild the whole thing. And I'm like, nah, I'm cool. Like it's not that serious. Just bring me my house. So, and let's not forget, I'm going back and forth with the lenders. I went through Cascade Financial for my loan, and man, that's a whole nother story. So while this is happening, the guy that's supposed to be, I don't know what they call it, but it's like they flatten out the your the part of your land that your house is going to sit on. And so you have to get that done as well, uh, before the house get out there. So he's out there flattening out my part for my house to sit on, and Franklin is gonna do my footers. So once that happened, they bring my house. I didn't get to see it because I was on the road. I wanted to see it, but I was working, so I really didn't see much of my house besides the air conditioner. I saw the air conditioner get put in. I saw the electrical work, and I saw the trim. I saw the trim work, but that's about it. I didn't really get to see much. I hate that I didn't get to see much, but hey, I had to work. So, so they bringing my house out. They are contacting me and telling me, what's next, what they finna do in 2 days, blah blah blah. And guys, it took a year. It took a year, not on Star part, it was on Cascade part. Cascade, the person that they had on my loan, he was, I want to say, a year or two younger than me. So I wouldn't say he was playing. I won't say that. But he didn't really know much. So the questions that I was asking him, he couldn't really tell me. I had to contact someone else, or he had to contact someone else to get the information. It was just a big runaround. It was so much to the point that I actually had Blake, which is the the um, the dealer at Star Homes, to contact, to just get information from Skylar. That's his name, Skylar. Um, so they was contacting each other about stuff, and he was frustrating Blake out because, like I said, he didn't know anything. And for me, coming home, and I didn't see no workmen. It was just like everything was on a stop, and I'm trying to figure out. So when are we on go? Like, what's the deal? Like, what's going on? Oh, well, it's paperwork. Oh, it's this. Oh, I forgot you got to sign this, and I got to send this to the dealer so they can sign this. I'm like, what? I thought we had all this stuff taken care of already. So it was just paperwork coming out of nowhere. Here, sign this. I forgot about this. Oh yeah. Did you know what? Like it was just it was y'all. It was just it wasn't organized. I am a very very organized girl. Okay. To me, it was just so unprofessional. You would think that a big company like Cascade, they would have their ducks in a row, unless it was just that person. So I'm not quite sure, but it took a year for my house because of that, and that was the most frustrating thing I ever had to do. It was times where I honestly was sitting in my truck and I was like, listen, I'm finna just buy a house. Like, I'm at a point now because every time I come home, me and my husband spend it on hotels or Airbnb or crashing at our folks' house. Like, cause he had gave up his spot. Cause we had, they already gave us a date on when everything's supposed to be finished. So he had gave up his spot because we in the process of thinking, oh shoot, you know what I'm saying? We got to be then on top of that, y'all. It was not done. It wasn't even done last year. Last year, October. Let's see, it got done in October. So we were told that it was going to be done before October. Is they just said we just had to do the steps and then y'all can move in for the rule. So they did that. Now we had to move in with my mom and my stepdad because Alex gave his house away. Well, he didn't give it away, but y'all know what I'm saying. So, and on top of that, we just decided to try to save money on, our house instead of just doing Airbnb and hotels every time we come home. So that's what we chose to do. And my folks said it was okay for us to stay with them. But any grown person will understand that you don't really want to stay with your parents. Who wants that? Nobody. It's not your house. So it was frustrating. Everything was frustrating. Do y'all understand? Every single thing was frustrating because it just seemed like the house was on a pause. Now, once everything got back on go, it didn't take long after that. So we're moving in October, and they actually gave us extra time to start paying on our mortgage because of how long it took for them to, get our house together. So they gave us, instead of 2 months, we moved in October. They gave us the okay. We didn't have to pay our first mortgage until actually this month, February the 1st. So I thought that was pretty cool. A lot of things that I thought that I knew, I didn't know. This process was really, it wasn't simple. It was very eye-opening. I'm going to say eye-opening. It was very eye-opening, and I learned a lot. I really did. And I feel like I'm missing something. This was something that I was going to say. So I was under the impression that the house, only thing you need is great credit and a nice income. That's what I thought. I wasn't raised on credit. Like I wasn't taught that. See what I'm saying? So when they offered me, when I first started with Star and Blake, two banks approved me for my house, but it was with an 8% interest rate. Now, like I said, I'm only 28. I was 27 at that time. I think I was 26 at that time. So I was 26. So when they told me, I didn't know if that was good or not. Okay, they offered me almost $200,000. I wasn't gonna use the whole 200, because my house was only 123, I think. So, they offered me that with an 8% interest rate to both people. So I reached out to my parents, since they've been there, done that, and they told me that was not a good deal. So, well, one parent told me it was a good deal. The other parent told me, yeah, that's a good deal, and you could just negotiate it after your first year to a lower interest rate. My other parent said, no, that's like paying on two houses. Don't do that. So I went back on Google, trying to see what's a good interest rate, especially for the credit that I have. I don't have bad credit, guys. I just don't have loan credit, and that's what was explained to me. So when I didn't understand it, I just ended up reaching out to a whole nother company, which was Cascade, and they gave me uh, almost 200,000. I want to say for 3% interest rate. I want to say it was like 3.4 or something like that. And so, heck yeah, I took it because that's one of my parents said that you should, since your credit is that, you should get a 3% interest rate, and this is your first time, blah blah blah. Now, when I explained that to Blake, because they reached out to Blake about my house, whatever, and so we talked about it, and I told him what I didn't know because I've heard that 8% was not good to do a deal with, and blah blah blah, and so he explained to me uh, why they offered an 8% interest rate because I didn't have a long list of credit. Uh, I only had a car that I was paying on, and so which is I I will say I was very skeptical about using my credit card. I had just got a credit card in 2018, and that's when I had went to Prime. And when I got the card, it stayed at the house because I've heard so many horror stories about people being in crazy debt. So I was just very afraid to use it because I didn't want to go into debt. I wanted to keep my credit clean until it was explained to me that, well, you could put some furniture or something on it and just pay it off over time, and that's how you build your credit up. So they were scared to give me a low interest rate because of my credit history. Now this whole time I thought, oh, America girl, you good, we're gonna start, because your credit is my credit is good, guys. Like, my credit is, I ain't gonna say I got my daddy credit. My daddy got 800, but I'm not far. I'm like in the seven. I'm seven something. So when they explained that to me, I'm like, so I didn't need no money because I'm stacking, like, while I'm working at Prime, I'm barely coming home because I'm stacking up money because I'm thinking, oh, I gotta be able to show them I got money in the bank, so that way they won't be scared of, they'll know I could pay my bills, and I gotta make sure I don't put none on my credit because whoop. So I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, are you serious? I don't need no money. And I could have just chilled out on my credit. But I mean, it worked out, guys. It worked out. I still end up getting a 3% interest rate, and I'm happy about that. So, for those of you that think you need all this fancy stuff to get you a house, you don't need all that, girl. You don't need all that at all. Just make sure you can pay your bills. But other than that, I mean, it was a fun process, y'all. I wouldn't take nothing back. Like I said, I learned a lot. Um, I wouldn't change anything. I really enjoyed it. It really made me, you know, it made me closer to God because I was doing a lot of praying. I really was. I was doing a lot of praying in that truck about this house. It was very stressful, okay? It was very stressful. And yeah, I mean, I'm happy about it. I don't have any complaints. Um, and yeah, I say go for it, man. If you're scared, just go for it. The only opportunity you miss is the ones you don't take. So go for it, girl. Do your thing. Enjoy your house. That's what you work for. to, you know, be able to, you know, live the way you want to live. What's the point of working and you stand in an apartment? If you got the money to do it, do it. It's very very eye opening, and it's a really dope experience. I wouldn't change anything in the world. So yeah, guys, I was gonna go into it a little bit more deeper about, like, I was gonna pull out my paperwork to show you guys payments and all that, but yeah. So I guess I'll do that in another video. But yeah, guys, I will talk to you guys later. I'm gonna do another video showing you the house update. I'll probably have that video sometime the end of this week or sometime next week. You know, this week is Valentine's week, so I might not have Valentine's week. I might actually show you guys what I'm gonna do for my husband for Valentine's. I have to do his Friday because he'll be at work. He gets off at 3. So yeah, I might show you guys what I'm doing for him Friday. Yeah. So yes, guys, that was it. I'll come back with another video this week or next week with an update on my house. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like up, subscribe. And I do want to say I am very, very appreciative of those of you who subscribe to my channel. I want to say thank you. And also, I have another channel coming with me and my husband. It's just gonna be like reaction videos, couple videos. So if you are intrigued in things like that, subscribe to that channel as well. We should have something up sometime this week or the beginning of next week. So, and also I have another video, another channel that I'm gonna also start soon. It's gonna be a car video. So I am a car girl. So it's gonna be a car channel, a gaming channel, things like that. So if you are interested in that, subscribe to that channel as well. So nice talking to you guys, and I do plan on getting on here a little bit more, telling you guys more about my house, more about the job opportunity that I'm starting. It actually starts in 2 to 3 weeks. So yeah, guys, I can't wait to share with that. And yeah, it's already been too long already. Bye, guys. Be breezy, be safe out there, please.
Yeah, man, how you doing? You good? I know you like that.